Hello everybody, bienvenido a todo. Welcome to Vabrat with me, Vabrat, and we are back in Train Sim World 6. And we are in, well, let's see if it loads us in and you can guess. It's not the fastest load time. I haven't, you know what, I'm very not used to load screens except in this game because most of the games just load up like that. So there we are, Wolverhampton to Rouge to Trent Valley, but we're only going as far as New Street. So we're in Birmingham to Crewe, and we're doing sort of like the bottom quarter of the line, I guess. But it's a stopping service, so it'll take about half an hour, or well, maybe 40 minutes. So let's get started, as it says. Turn on master key, forward, doors open. Bum, bum, bum. Then turn all of this stuff on. Gosh, screaming at me. Lights on. Daylight. Whatever that is. GSMR, that's it. I was like, GPWSMWP. Too many acronyms. Right, here then. Should put the drown, but I'm not, because I always forget to take it off, and I'm like, why is the train broken? The heating unit anywhere? There we go. No, I'll keep it on low, but it does. I do need 22, I think. It's a bit nippy. Oh, let's have a look around Wolverhampton. Usually Trent Valley. This is Wolverhampton. Look, there's a little Voyager on its way to Manchester. Oh, and we got a 150. Where's that going? Aberystwyth. Wolverhampton is, the original station is very similar-ish to Stafford in that it's like a sort of 60s construction, but it's had a lot added to it over the years. So now it's got like this, I think it's like a shopping centre type thing attached to the front of it, and of course this lovely car park, lovely 60s car park, and then we have the tram line just randomly stops here. And a bridge that I don't remember being that steep. But anyway, let's go back to the train because we've got to go. Because we are going to Coleslow, Tipton, Dudley Port, Samwell and Dudley, Smethwick Galton Bridge, Smethwick Rolfe Street and Birmingham New Street. So let's go. We'll be calling at Cosley, Tipton, Dudley Port, she doesn't say with the accent. I did. Smethwick Galton Bridge, Smethwick Rolfe Street, Birmingham New Street, Birmingham Bridge Parkway, Walsall, Lockswitch North, Landywood, Cannock, Hednesford, Rugeley Town, and Rugeley Trent Valley. I get terror from these London North Western trains. Back when it was London Midland, and it was and if the Virgin trains were broken. This is such a modern train experience. They never stop talking. You won't sort anything. Shut up. But yeah, now you imagine they play that sort of rotund of horrible voice messages at every station. So when you're on a stopping service like this, especially if you're on the one from London to Birmingham, which stops at like every station on the West Coast Main Line on the way, every 15 minutes you're hearing that, and then there'll be like announcements from the guard about this and that, about seats if people want to move to different car, and it's like it's never ending. It's like, oh, traumatizing. Well, I would always pay extra to go on Virgin. Avanti now. Although I've only really been on Avanti to go from Birmingham Airport towards the centre, because Because I think it was still Virgin when I lived in the UK. I don't think they lost the franchise yet. When did they lose the franchise? I left in like 2019. And I think they'd already lost the franchise, but I think it was still Virgin running it last time I used it, which would have been like summer 2019, I think. Although now I think I'll use the Chiltern line because they've got those. They're getting the Mark Fives from Northern Transpennine, and that will be a sight to see. Proper intercity trains. How nice. On to Cosley. Cosley. I think my uncle and auntie used to live there. This is all industrial heartlands, warehouses, old factories. Still, I mean, they still make stuff around there, like very, still relatively industrial. Like, I mean, the environment is when you walk around there, or whatever, you just do come across some really, I mean, bit by bit, things are being built over with housing estates or sort of out of town office retail parks and stuff, but there's still a lot of factories, especially around Oldbury, which is where Salmon and Dudley is. And come across a lot of like very bespoke manufacturing stuff, like industrial boilers and or like giant electrical transformers, stuff like that just gets built somewhere. And there's a lot of old sort of okay.
We are now approaching Cosley. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs. Whilst at the station, if you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our team or text the British Transport Police on 61016.
There's something about being bombarded with these messages that makes you be like, well, actually, spitefully, I don't want to help you because you're being very annoying. Oh, I'll just look at it from the outside so I don't have to listen to that bloody voice. Cosley. Cosley. This very... Oh yes, these things, they love them in the Black Country.
Lock switch.
Metal fencing with stuff on it. Yeah. I think it's meant to be like a nod to the past or something, but I ain't got no clue. There's a lot of iron work that used to be made in the West Midlands, so...
Our final station. Thank you for travelling. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform.
Oh god. So yeah, you can often find, if you look at the manhole covers, even when you're from weird and wonderful parts of the UK, sometimes they'd be made in Birmingham or the Black Country, like Dudley or Tipton on it. If I remember, there used to be quite a big, I mean, we're talking like 100 years ago, like quite a big arms industry in Birmingham as well. And they built the Spitfire in somewhere between Birmingham and Coventry, I think. I'm trying to remember. My god, that voice is going to go through me. This is one of those things where people are like, oh my god, it needs to be realistic, we need a more realistic game, we need a more realistic game, and it's like, yeah, and at the cost of sanity, because I'm not getting paid to do this, so that kind of annoyance is just annoying and not very fun. Okay, she stopped now. It stopped. Robotic voice.
If you see something that doesn't look...
Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? Tipton. So I think I said in my last video, this route is a shithole. I regret nothing. I do wish I could be one of those people who's like, oh, you know, I grew up in Birmingham and it gets a bad reputation, and you know, the Black Country, it's not that bad. I'm like,
We are now approaching Tipton. Please mind
yeah.
the gap when leaving
I mean,
the
I left the
train
country.
and step onto the
I
platform
mean,
before
I left the
removing
area,
luggage
and I
and
left the
pushchairs.
country. So that's
Whilst
all
at
I'm
the
saying.
station, if you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our team or text the British Transport Police on 61016.
This, honestly, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, honestly, because last time I was in the UK, I was getting a train from Birmingham to London. I got Chiltern Line, express train. So I was like, oh, not many stops. It'll be fine. Ooh. Oh, front doors went off. Oh, so stupid. Okay, well, at least that wasn't red. June.
Smethwick Galton Bridge, Smethwick Rolfe Street, Birmingham New Street, Tame.
So now the platforms are being annoying. Platform announcements are being annoying. Isn't it gorgeous when the sun's rising and it's misty? Lovely.
Rugeley Town.
May I lock the doors? Thank you.
London North Western Railway service to Rugeley Trent Valley.
Our
Just have a
final
nice
station.
history.
Smethwick Galton Bridge, Smethwick Rolfe.
I can't escape. I've got the voice on the inside and the voice on the outside. It's gonna start talking in a minute. Like
Whilst
it.
at the station,
Oh, never ending. That's what these trains give me. It's a very UK thing as well, because it just doesn't happen when you're on a train here. You get an announcement that your stop's coming, and that's it, and where the train's going, and that's it.
Smethwick
And sometimes you don't even get
Galton
that, and it's nice and peaceful. Whereas here, it's like you're bombarded with like, if you see something, you must say something.
Lock switch.
Here's every station we're going on the route every time we stop. Like, okay, thank you. I was like, I'd get it, but like, at that point the train's already moving. So if you got on the wrong train,
Please familiarize
you're stuck until the next
yourself
stop
with
anyway.
safety notices
No.
displayed.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to turn those off. It's not such an issue when you're on the Voyager or the or the Pendolino. To be fair, it's only these stopping services that are an absolute nightmare. But yeah, they are. The brakes on this are not good. Absolutely not good. I'm not gonna stop. Even emergency brake does nothing. Like, I'm not stopping. I'm literally just not stopping. I'm not gonna stop. Screw it. Sorry, Dudley.
This is
Catch up some
Dudley
time.
Port. Welcome aboard.
No, go away. They are handsome trains, though. If you see something
We are now
suspicious.
approaching Rugeley Trent Valley, our final station.
We're not.
Thank you for travelling, but please mind the gap when leaving the train.
What?
Step onto the platform before.
Oh, how I wish I was on any other train but this bloody annoying shouty one. Talking constantly. Oh my god. Making no sense. We're nowhere near Rugeley.
Welcome aboard this London.
Oh my god. No. Why are the brakes so bad? I don't remember them being this bad on the West Coast Main Line. Like, it literally doesn't slow down unless you've like you're really pushing the brakes. I don't want a downhill, but it's not that much of a downhill. But I don't want to miss someone on Dudley.
If you see something that doesn't look right,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to turn off these things.
Or text the British Transport Police on 611.
Oh my god, it doesn't even stop.
We'll sort it. See it?
Hopefully it was just because I did it. I turned it off halfway through. Because I did press apply. Is there a train in Sawal and Dudley? Oh, it's a Pendolino. Stop dead. Oh no. There's like a queue of trains for some reason. Oh no.
We are now approaching Sandwell and Dudley.
Excuse me, I literally turned you off. All train announcements off. Okay, well they can stay on then, but I'll have the volume. I'll have the. They won't be playing. Yes. There you go. I don't mind hearing them in the background. Not hearing them in the cab. But I think this timetable is bugged because that does not look like a train queue that is going anywhere. There's a Pendolino stuck at a red signal behind a Voyager, behind a. I mean, what's this train doing? Shrewsbury to Walsall. There's not even a signal. It stopped at. Just stopped. Nowhere. Okay, well, let me see if I can clear the blockage then with this train that seems to have broken down. Vale. That should free up this one. Voyager on its way. Okay, okay. Well, you know, they there are benefits to having the whatever you call it, train spawn system. Just remove a train from the timetable because it's, I don't know what the hell was wrong with it. But now I'm going to be delayed. Good job I skipped Dudley Port. But I couldn't skip Samuel and Dudley. 'Tis my home. Even though it should be called Oldbury. But I won't complain. Because it's nowhere near Dudley. And Samwell isn't a real place. Invented in the 70s. I said this in my last video, but like, it really was invented in the 70s. Oh look, here comes a Voyager. Lovely sound. Is that yellow? Yes, it is. See, it speeds up fast enough, but it does not. But it doesn't brake very quickly. So all these warehouses. Always very, very, very industrial. Not as much as it was, obviously, but like still, very. When you drive around there, I mean, it's just old warehouses. And some of them being converted to not apartments. Some factories are now just warehouses. Others are like, you know, big car showrooms. Others are like supermarkets or like a B&Q and everything. But look at this. Like, this is the slowest.
For the 0904 London North Western Rail service to Rugeley Trent Valley.
There we go.
Calling
This
at
lovely
Smithwick
70s building.
Bolton Bridge.
70s or 80s? I can't tell, but yeah, it's so jarring. There's some stations on the North London line as well that are like this. Very red brick and like timber panelled.
Cammock, Hednesford, Rugeley Town, and Rugeley Trent Valley.
There's old Bry. Lovely.
Service to
The,
Rugeley Trent Valley.
Okay, right. Right. Door's closed. Right, then we got Smethwick Bolton Bridge. It's actually funny because, like, I actually thought Samuel and Dudley was a lot closer to Wolverhampton than it was Birmingham, but it's actually not the other way around. It's closer to Birmingham. There's Wolverhampton. And there's Samuel and Dudley. And there's Birmingham, which is closer. But like I said, I didn't use the train much when I was a kid because to get to this station meant going sort of like away from Birmingham to then go back into Birmingham. So it's easy to just get a bus. So it was transport. What was it called? What was it called? The West Midlands buses. They were like TWM, Transport West Midlands or something. You said these old Volvo buses in the 80s and 90s that were like silver and blue. They actually, it was a really nice livery. And for a bit, like they bought some new buses that still had that livery and were absolutely beautiful, and then they updated it to be like very sort of red, white, and blue, very bland. I think because Birmingham was going through a red, white, and blue phase as well. That used to be the council logo, which was supposed to be a heart, but did not look like a heart. And they've always had this very embarrassing, or like their branding's always awful. Samuel's branding was absolutely terrible because it was a non-existent place. So they literally had this sort of like, it looked like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like a sunrise, but very square. And then there was like, I guess it was supposed to be like the land of Sandwell, but it was not. It just looked like a drawing on like. It didn't look very nice. And then Birmingham's was like this. It was supposed to be a heart, like blue and red, sort of coming together. And I think they had like some really embarrassing slogan like "Local City Global Heart" or something. And there's Birmingham all over. It's like it's not a particularly local city because it's destroyed by very bad planning decisions. Not just in the post-war period, they still make them now. And it's not a global city. You can say what you like, but it's not. It's no more global city than Leeds is, than Manchester, than...
London North Western Railway service to
Sorry, I don't want to rant about Birmingham, but yeah, not a fan. If they had never destroyed the Central Library, I might have been happy. I might have been content. But no, they decided to destroy John Maydin's legacy. They destroyed any love I have for that city. There, that's a rant. Actually, one of the few books I bought with me when I moved from the UK to Spain originally, put it in my suitcase, was a retrospective of John Maydin's work. Very poorly treated by Birmingham considering he constructed so much. Nothing on the railways though, I don't think. No. May have had a hand in some. I'm trying to, like, part of me makes me think he had something to do with the tower block above. There used to be a residential tower block above Birmingham New Street. Part of me thinks he had something to do with that, but I don't think so. I think it was a very bland system built block. And Ladywood House as well, I don't think was his. Oh, oh no, I'm going too fast. I'm not going to stop. I ain't going to stop. Oh well. SARS, Smethwick, Rolfe Street. I never liked Rolfe Street anyway. Golden Bridge is where it's at. And I need to catch up time. To rush hour service, I ain't got time for this. And anyway, I'm still going to end up with a platinum because I don't know how the scoring in this game works. So, let's go straight to Birmingham. And actually, we might get some delays because it is rush hour, and there is sort of cross paths at the at this entrance. So the Western Portal, you'll have trains departing to go down the. They do try and keep them separate, so they try and keep the trains that are going out the 5 ways portal on the sort of platform 6 and above, and then the trains that are coming this way on platforms 1 to 6, so that they don't conflict with each other. But it does happen. I'm not getting above 50 because we're on yellows. And these brakes are terrible. Absolutely awful. But isn't this gorgeous, this route? Really nice route. I mean, I'm biased because it's my local route from when I was a child, but now I would like to see it like done in the 90s with like the green Centro trains, the some Class 47s, have the 87s and the 86s bringing in the intercity trains with the driving van trailers, have the little regional ones. That would be the dream. I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, you'd have to, because the New Street station in this is obviously the new Street station that's been heavily modified. But it is the same station underneath. All they did was sort of clad it in mirrors and drill a big hole in the roof to bring light in. I think they closed up some of the holes that were over the platforms as well, so they could extend the space in front of the station. But I mean, as nice a refurbishment as it is, because it was absolutely awful before. I don't think it looks particularly nice on the outside. Doesn't integrate particularly well with the city. A lot of it is just focused on retail, so it's nice that the concourse is big and wide and open, but the rest of it's just, I mean, they built a John Lewis that closed down like within 10 years. And I still don't think the entrances and exits are particularly nice. Like the entrance from Navigation Street isn't particularly nice. The Stevenson Street, I think I'm thinking of. And the like the back from the Bullring, you're still sort of, you come out the arse end of the Bullring, or if you're walking from New Street or from Moore Street, you're oh bollock, too fast. Only briefly though. Get down to 10. Get down to 10. Yeah, and you still have the ramp up from New Street as well, which is particularly grotesque at night. I mean, when you see what it was in like the 50s before they redeveloped it the first time, you're like, yeah, we're never getting that back. Because it was actually originally 2 stations next to each other. And like there was a road through the middle of it rather than platforms, and it had a big glass roof and everything, and like, you know, it got its damage during the war, but it was like, it was still there. They just chose to build a big huge concrete slab over the top of it and build the shopping centre. It used to be called the Palisades. Oh, I hate those names. Every shopping centre in Birmingham has a horrible name, and now it's called Grand Central, which is even worse somehow. Somehow. Because the station isn't called Grand Central, just the shopping centre above it. But I feel that, yeah, it's not unique to Birmingham. Everywhere is like that. And they destroyed what were the only nice things about Euston Station were its original modernist interior. They basically destroyed as much of that as they could to shove in as many eateries and cafes as they could. Charged 15 quid for a sandwich. But anyway, this route is very nice, and I do love it. And I do love this one little bit of the original station that's still there. These Staffordshire blue bricks holding up Navigation Street Bridge. I need to make sure we stop, because that's a red on the other side of the platform. So that's something that is cool about Birmingham. The platforms are all, most of them are, I don't know if the ones right at the end are, but most of them are sort of divided into 2 or 3. So different trains can occupy at the same point, at the same time. There's a cross country. Turbo Star. Okay, right, doors open. Here we are in the dark dank of Birmingham New Street.
Platform 8 for the...
And the irony is, like, the whole refocusing is like, oh, let's change Birmingham's image and all of this, and it's like, it's true, the concourse is much better, but down here, it's still just an underground cavern, a big dark underground cavern with diesel trains, which is why it feels so dingy and horrible. But we had our fun. Oh, I didn't take any pictures, did I? I don't think I can get a nice picture from here, but let's see. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see. You can... Let's see. Let me zoom in a bit and I'll bring down the depth of field so then maybe I can get some bokeh from those lights in the distance. And then I'll focal point it out a bit so they can get this. No. Oh, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Let me... Okay, right. Oh, no, don't want that. Oh, why is it... Okay, there we are. There we are. There we are. Now I need exposure all the way up. Bit of saturation. And then bring the vignette in. Yeah, okay. But I now the bloody... There we go. That'll have to do.
Service, please join the train now, as it is ready to leave. Platform 4 for the 0920 London North Western Railway service to Crewe, which is ready to leave. The next train to arrive at platform 2 will be the 0927 West Midlands Railway service to...
Okay. Doors closed. Lock doors. Done. Done. Off you can go to Rugeley now. That was nice. That was a nice short one. I got gold. I didn't get platinum, I guess. Yeah, there was speeding. I missed 2 stops. Didn't leave the vehicle unsafely, though, at least. I got some accuracy for some of them. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Well, there we go. That's Birmingham Crew. And I don't think there's much happening with TSW before Christmas now. I think there's a... they just released a Santa Fe pack, which I'm not interested in at all. A 90s Santa Fe for Cajon Pass. And there's a cargo line volume 4, I think, or 5, which is the nuclear flasks, which I might get because it does look interesting. And I think it adds some stuff to the northern one, the Preston to Carlisle, which I think is a really nice route. I don't mind anything that adds traffic there. And I think it adds not to this one, at least not initially, but I think it does add to the West Coast Main Line South. And I like the idea of nuclear flasks, and it'll probably only be a 10 or 12 quid, so I'll probably get it. And then I don't think there's anything that they've sort of announced pre-Christmas. The only other route that might be, there's I think Stuttgart, but they haven't shown anything for that yet. Third-party routes, haven't seen anything. I mean, actually, maybe the Transport for Wales Pacer is going to be ready, but I'm not a big fan, so I'm probably not going to get that. That looked like it was nearly there, and that's maybe it. I mean, maybe there could be a route DLC, but nothing springs to mind. And the only other sort of loco DLCs are Class 90 would be amazing. That would be really amazing. But I don't think that's coming before Christmas. Oh, the Avanti, actually, the Avanti for this route, I think that might come before Christmas, actually. They seem to be prepping that as the next DLC after the Class 20 cargo loan volume 4, 5, whatever it is. So that will be good, because that'll it'll complete this timetable. And that'll be fun. And they did say that it'll make some changes to the overall routes, and hopefully they're going to update the timetable, because the way that it works currently is very weird. There's no objective time that you need to get by there by. Sometimes like you get the countdown to when the service is supposed to leave, but then the actual doors don't start counting the passenger getting on until that point. It's very confusing. I don't like it. And I think when in the release stream they sort of indicate that just got ahead of them and they hadn't finished all of that, but they would get around to doing it. So I hope they do. And because I do like this route, and I will like it even more when there's more variation. And anything that adds variation is perfect for me. So even if it is an Avanti 805 IET, which aren't exactly like, we've got plenty of IETs in the game, it still will be something interesting. But god damn, I want that bloody Great Western remaster, and they just keep teasing us with it for over a year now. And I'm getting annoyed because I want it. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video. I don't know what it'll be. Probably something in the UK again, because that's just what I like. It's what I'm comfortable with. But probably be West Coast Mainline, maybe South, or North. Yeah, maybe we'll see. But anyway, hasta luego.